I'm sure all of you are have social connections, like Facebook, phones, and whatever else there is. We humans love to be around others. Sometimes they're just co-workers, students, or friends. Now, this friendship, whichever one you choose, is one of the most fundamental things in our lives. Friendship is a plant we must often water, from a German proverb, and I agree with that. Now, personally, for me, my friend Blake Kirby, who has the same birthday as me, we celebrate a lot of stuff together. We have good times and bad times, and that experience is like a tree. From those we learn more and more. You know, we go through a lot of things with our friends, right? And you mature the same way you would if you were a tree. Those scars, those fertilizer, that you experience, it becomes part of you. And it's what's defining us. It is what defines us as a community.
All right, David, I think you've got a good set of illustrations that you use for your attention device. I thought that you had a nice start on that. And then when you got to your thesis statement, I thought that was relatively clear. You got a little bit stuck trying to get to that point, sharing with us what the topic was and then what your point of view was. But when you got to it, you sort of made it clear what your point of view was. And I think that that's what you need to do. After that, though, things get problematic because you don't really seem like you've got a plan. You have some ideas that you want to share, but there isn't a structure for how you're going to talk about them. And once you exhaust an idea, you get stuck for the next thing to talk about. And as a consequence, you don't have much pacing or rhythm in the speech. It feels like you are dragging things out, you're hesitant to come up with the next idea, and that makes, I'm sure that you're uncomfortable while it's happening. I know the audience is uncomfortable because everybody wants you to do a good job. Nobody wants the speaker to succeed more than the audience, because they're the ones that suffer if there's an issue. And your discomfort is problematic for us, but there's not a reason that you should be particularly uncomfortable. We're just asking you to tell us your opinion about this subject, and you know what? If you've only got the one example, just give us the one example and be done. I thought that at the end you had the right idea for the end of the speech. Just, so it's important. Friendship's important. Thank you. Sometimes that's all you need to say, but you do need to say it like you mean it, and you need to say it like that's the point that you're trying to make. And you feel it just feels a little bit like I'm walking through quicksand listening to your speech, because I think you've got a good idea, you've got a good illustration, and you're making a reasonable point, but you just make it hard on yourself to get to that point. You still got that very quiet demeanor, and I know that that's your personality. I'm not asking you to do something dramatically different. You don't have to shout from the rooftops or jump up on the table or anything like that, but you do need to project your voice a little bit more. You need to have a little more energy, and if you don't have a lot of ideas, make the ones that you have count. If the speech is a minute, it's better if it's a minute and you've made a clear point than if it is 3 minutes and you hesitated and couldn't think of anything to say. I think that it would leave a much better impression, even if you are short on content, if you give a presentation that seems to suggest you had something that you wanted to say that was interesting enough to talk about for a short period of time at least. That'll leave a much better impression. And I think we've talked about some of these things before, so it's a lot of the same kinds of issues. I can't tell people, relax, just get to the point over and over again. You kind of have to figure out how to do that, and you're not quite there yet. I think you had a good idea. I think you made progress on a couple of things, but you're still self-conscious about the fact that you're giving a speech instead of just talking to people. All right, thank you.